You're watching News 24 Live. A recent survey in 4 major African countries, including South Africa, has revealed that only 56% of respondents are confident with the strength of their online passwords. Candace Sutherland, a business development consultant at SHA Underwriters, is joining us over Skype to explain to us why people have bad habits when it comes to choosing their online password. Candace, thanks very much for joining us. First of all, just explain to us what these statistics reveal about people's habits when choosing their online password.
Sure. So what this survey has told us is that only 3% of the population, the South African population, think that their passwords aren't secure. And that's a really alarming statistic because historically what we found is that people use really silly passwords. So for example, my name is Candace, I would use Candace01 or Candace April 16 as a password. But 3% of the population only think that their passwords are not secure, and that's quite an alarming statistic because we just have ridiculous passwords.
So what are the reasons why people then are misinformed about potential weaknesses in their passwords?
I think it's twofold. I think people are just not bothered with creating a difficult password. So they'll use one password for everything, their banking, their personal email, all their social media accounts, and that may just be Candace01. Or if they decide to make it something a little more complex, they'll write it down on a piece of paper, save a spreadsheet on their cell phone or their laptop, and they'll say, Facebook is Candace01, Hotmail is Candace02, LinkedIn is Candace03, because they think that that is an acceptable password. The second reason is that people are not educated, that you have to have complex passwords. Having the same password for multiple accounts is really dangerous. And in South Africa, we think cybercrime is not an issue. And we are ranked 3rd in the world in terms of cybercrime attacks on South African residents. But we still don't hear about it. It's not in the newspaper. So we think it's not a problem here. And therefore, we think passwords using Candace01 is an acceptable means.
Now you say that social engineering is one of the most effective ways that hackers crack passwords. What exactly do you mean by that?
Yes, absolutely. So let's say that one of my security questions on my Facebook account is, what is your mother's maiden name? And any person can look at my Facebook account where I happen to be friends with my mom, and it would say in her profile what her maiden name is. So it's not difficult to use social engineering. Or what is the name of your best friend? What is the name of your first pet? And you can find that information on Facebook or social media, because people post pictures, they post photos, they take photos of their cars with their registration numbers, their home addresses in, they post it on Facebook, on Instagram, send it on Twitter, send it via WhatsApp. So using social engineering, it's very easy for me to actually guess the answer to your security question or what your password is. What we find historically is that people will use your own name, your husband's name, wife's name, dog's name, children's name, or your date of birth in your password. And that's kind of the kind of information I can find very easily on social media. So I don't have to use very clever tricks or techniques to guess what your password is, because let's say you were born in 1982 and your password happens to be Nick82. That's not a difficult password for me to guess.